Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Campbell's Coins. American coins made of silver and American clad coins with a silver color, they all look the same. So how can we tell silver coins apart from the clad coins? Today we will be looking at how to identify silver coins from your pocket change. Coming up. Before we dive into things, let's go into a couple of brief definitions. For those who don't know, a clad coin is any coin made with multiple layers of metal. It's usually cheap metal too. Typically an inner core made of copper and a nickel-copper alloy outer layer to give it that silver color. Other metals like zinc, manganese are used in some combination with the nickel, but silver is never used. For the most part, all modern coins minted for circulation post 1965 are clad coins. Silver coins, on the other hand, are made from 90% silver planchets. This is a planchet. A planchet is a prepared disc-shaped metal blank onto which devices of a coin's image are struck. These are done at the US Mint or other mints around the world. This brings us to our first way to check if your coin is silver, and that is the date. As a general rule, all dollars, half dollars, quarters, dimes, and some nickel coins minted before 1965 are made from 90% silver. So all one has to do is check the date. If it's pre-1965, it's silver. There are some caveats to this rule though. Nickels made from 1942 to 1945, also known as Jefferson War nickels, are only made from 35% silver. All other nickels are just made from nickel. Kennedy half dollars made from 1965 to 1970 are made with 40% silver planchets. There were some errors at the Denver Mint, and a few 1971 D Kennedy halves were made from 40% silver planchets. Some 1977 D Kennedy half dollars were also made from 40% silver planchets after an error using the leftover planchets from making the bicentennial proof halves. The 1971 D and 1977 D Kennedy halves on 40% silver planchets are worth a pretty penny. Various denominations of coins minted as NIFCs, which means not intended for circulation. These would be your proof sets, your special sets, stuff that the US Mint sells on their website basically, were minted with silver after 1965, but none of these are intended for circulation. So for all intents and purposes, we're just focusing on coins that are in circulation. With that being said, do not dismiss a coin as non-silver just because the date is post 1965 or because it is a nickel. Another way to check to see if your coin is silver is perhaps the easiest way, and something that my mom taught me when I was 5. This kind of what got me into coin collecting and silver stacking. She said, this was a peanut butter sandwich. If I saw this on a coin, it is not silver. Peanut butter sandwich referring to the copper showing on the edge of a clad coin. The reed. This is the easiest way to explain to a kid what a clad coin is compared to a silver coin without going into all the details of the dates. She also taught me that anything minted before 1965 as a dollar, half dollar, quarter, and dime was silver. One can see this method being used in coin roll hunting videos on YouTube. Instead of going through each coin one by one looking at the date, you grab a bunch and you check the reed for that silver. If the reed of a coin is all silver in color, it's probably a silver coin. If it looks like this, it's not silver. This is a 1967 Kennedy half, which is 40% silver. And you can see the edge has much more silver color. This is a 1948 Benjamin Franklin half. The edge shows even more silver. So if you compare the two, the 40% and the 90%, you can see that the 40% is still a little bit darker in color, and it doesn't have that almost white silver to it. If we bring in the Kennedy half, you can clearly see how the silver pops out if you're looking at it from a roll. That copper along the edge. Now the 40% is on the left-hand side of your screen, and the 90% is on the right. Now some coin reeds can be worn down or tarnished to the point where you really can't tell. I've had a coin that was actually rolled in acid to kind of eliminate that copper image to make it look more like a silver coin. It actually looked like a silver coin until you looked at the date and you're kind of like, well, that's not true. But I still checked it. The best thing to do at that point is to check the date. If it is post 1965, then you know it might not be, but if it's pre-1965, then chances are it is a coin struck on a silver planchet. One of the greatest ways to verify what the coin is made out of is by weighing it. A silver coin weighs more than clad, except for nickels. All nickels weigh 5 grams. But silver weighs more, is a very dense metal, so it weighs more than nickel, copper, all of those. So any coin that's made with silver is going to weigh a lot more than its clad counterpart. For instance, I'll just run through some of the numbers. A 90% silver dollar is 26.73 grams. A clad dollar is 22.68 grams. A full 4 grams less. 90% half dollars weigh 12.5 grams. A clad half dollar is 11.34 grams. A 90% silver quarter is 6.25 grams. A clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams. 90% dimes, 2.5 grams. A clad dime, 2.27 grams. A fourth way to tell if the coin is silver requires a little bit of experience and expertise. This method is sound. Listen to the sound of the coin as it is hit. A silver coin has a very distinct sound when hit or flicked compared to a clad coin. I've tried to capture the sound differences here. So in front of you we have a whole bunch of silver, but here I have 2 non-silver coins. These are clad pieces. And I'm just going to hold them in my fingers like this and tap them like that. And I'll hold it up to the mic. That's the sound of 2 clad half dollars hitting each other. I'm going to start with 2 35% nickels. These are war nickels. They were made from 1942 through 1945, and they contain 35% silver. And even coins with that low amount of silver will have a very distinctive ring to it. So I'm going to hold them like this, and then just tap them against each other, and you can hear it. Alright, that was 35% silver nickels. Next, we're going to move up to 40% silver. This is going to be a little bit more distinctive because these are bigger. Okay, that was 40%. You can do it with a dime, but they're very small, so you kind of just have to flick them. Now we're going to move up to 90% dollars. Now this is a peace dollar, and this is a 1921 Morgan. Again, I'm just going to hold them like this and tap them. As you can hear, the silver coin has a much higher pitch and a more pleasant sound compared to the dullness of the clad coin. The 90% silver also has a higher ring compared to the 40% silver, but both of these are going to have a better tone than the clad. There are additional tests to establish whether a coin is silver or not. I have done a video on it here. I hope this video has helped you distinguish silver coins from non-silver coins. If you like this video, hit that like button. It helps a lot with the engagement. Hit that bell and subscribe if you haven't already. This is Campbell's Coins, and that is my 2 cents.